Back live at Coletco. No pre-orders. We've had a lot of overkill recently. We're back live. Seth is taking off to the back as expected. And we're about to sell some records. So if that's why you're here, then you found the right place. Let me see what I've got. Got some 50% off there. This has all been shown. Do some of that in just a second. Ken Crooker says, I want it all. Happy late night from Mike Langford. Whole lot of records. Boom. Susie says, I need that Pearl Jam. Well, congratulations. It's yours for $34.99. Let's go ahead and tag that for Susie if that's what she wants. Susie, if so, comment Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam Versus, $34.99. That's where we're going to start. I'll let everybody get on first. Thank you. Welcome back. Thanks for coming back for part 2. If you missed part 1, then welcome for your part 1. This is your first part 1. Chad's a little sleepy. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Actually, you know what? I've already hit my fast button, but I need to take that thing right there, so I'll have some energy for the next 12 hours. Probably people's like, 12 hours? Yep, that's right. If I'm asleep before 9 a.m., I'll be lucky. Especially after I take one of these. Arsenals. Technically, this is about to break my fast, but it's only been 10 minutes, so it's okay. My chocolate cupcake is still digesting. Mia Willis is on. Mia, I've got a crate over here. It's got a tab in it, and it says Jazz. I bet you want to see that, don't you? I bet Mia Willis would like to see that Jazz crate. Who else wants to see the Jazz crate? Do you have any Van Halen 2s? I do, Greg. There should be $29 or $31.99. Break fast on your honeydew. Ah, some Rush lyrics. Xanadu. I love Xanadu. Man, what a song. Okay. Let's see what's in store in this crate right here. And then I'm going to push it back to the back. And then we're going to put up some Japanese auctions. Genesis Invisible Touch. Genesis Invisible Touch. This is a 180 gram 2008 half-speed master, $31.99. If you've ever listened to the song Domino, which is technically 2 parts, the part I like is called In the Glow of the Night, part 1. That's an amazing song. Of course, then the hits is In Too Deep, Land of Confusion, Tonight, Tonight, and then the Brazilian is an instrumental song, Anything She Does. That is a fantastic album. Classic Genesis, Phil Collins. We've got 2. Those sound incredible. Those are $31.99. Bob Dylan and the Grateful Dead. $28.99. This is Bob Dylan, and then that's the Grateful Dead. That is $28.99. That's a 30th anniversary reissue of this legendary tour. John Young said he saw the Genesis on this tour. That's amazing. I wish I could say that. But did you see Bob Dylan and the Grateful Dead together? That'd be pretty incredible. Seeing Genesis in their prime would be awesome too. I think Phil Collins, unfortunately, is in a pretty bad state at this point. So Susie also wants, first Sue sells a night, goes to Susie and Susie. We got Pearl Jam Versus going to Susie and Bob Dylan and the Grateful Dead. I got another one of those if anybody wants it. I've also got a Richard Marx songwriter, $38.99. Richard Marx songwriter, 2 LP. He's doing some pop, some rock, some country, and some ballads. Richard Marx is $38.99. Another great Genesis album, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. That's a masterpiece. 2008 mix by Nick Davis, half-speed mastered at Abbey Road, someplace I'd like to visit one day. $42.99 for Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. I want to walk across that road just like Paul, John, George, and Ringo did and have my picture taken. Star Wars stories, music from The Mandalorian, Rogue One, and Solo. This is $44.99. This is a compilation of music from these 3 Star Wars stories, which are side projects, The Mandalorian, Rogue One, and Solo. Rogue One and Solo are the movies. Of course, Mandalorian is the Disney Plus show. This is $44.99. It's on colored vinyl. It's got this real awesome, I don't know what you call that, a foil rainbow cover. And it's limited and numbered from Music on Vinyl. Those are $44.99. I've got 2 copies of the Best of the Pixies. When these originally came in, we had 10. We're down to 2 copies. Best of Pixies, Wave of Mutilation, $39.99. The Beastie Boys. I just ordered a couple more of these last night because I think this is the last one we have left in the store. Ill Communication. The Beastie Boys is $36.99. That's a 30th anniversary edition. The last copy we have of Now Yearbook 85, by the way, if you pre-ordered Now Yearbook 86, the purple one, I got a notification those were in my cart and they would be shipping soon. They're also about to do an 87 and an 88. I think they're doing some other years in the next coming weeks, so I'll be posting pre-orders for those. Now Yearbook 85 is $49.99. That's a triple vinyl, green vinyl, awesome compilation of music here from 1985, $49.99. That's the last one of those I have on green vinyl. Big Bill Broonzy, The Midnight Special, live in Nottingham, 1957. The blues legend who mentored Muddy Waters and influenced Keith Richards. Violet colored vinyl, original analog mastering, $29.99 for Big Bill Broonzy. Last copy of that. Blue Oyster Cult, Fire of an Unknown Origin, $46.99. This is a pretty commercially successful album for them. It has I'm Burning for You on it, next to Don't Fear the Reaper, probably one of their biggest songs. I'm Burning for You, Blue Oyster Cult. That's music on vinyl, $46.99. Pretty much the last copy I have of A Saucer Full of Secrets, which is a mono mix of this classic Pink Floyd album, $33.99, A Saucer Full of Secrets. That's in mono. Steve Miller Band Live is $36.99. That's a live 1977 show doing all the hits. That's great. Sabotage, one of our better selling albums because I really hype up the cover. It's got this like 3D lenticular pirate ship looking cover. You turn it, it looks like the sails are flapping in the wind. Those are $56.99. That is a 2LP orange vinyl, 12-page book, and that is $56.99. Jeff Johnson, 85 on Now Yearbook. Michael Laurie, how much you selling the Rush box set? Michael, I'm actually sold out at the moment. We have a waiting list, meaning we're taking names, and whenever they come in, like a back order, we'll invoice you for it the following Monday. The price is $59.99. The price is $59.99. The one I opened was 200 gram. Now, here's the problem. I weighed it, and it showed up as 7.1 ounces. But our scale back there isn't very sensitive. I mean, we weigh packages on it, but it should be 200 grams. The one I weighed, it felt like it. I weighed it. It said 7.1, which is 198 grams if you do the conversion. But Michael, I will put you on the list, and if that's your first time purchase with us, thank you and welcome. And please make sure you fill out a form on our website so we have your information. Otherwise, we can't DM you on YouTube. YouTube has no direct message. So we're going to copy and paste a link to our website right now. Tanner's doing that at this moment. And you're going to fill out a link, and whenever we get more of those in, we'll invoice you the following Monday. But if you watch our live shows, you'll probably get notified whenever they come in. I'll definitely have more. I think I ordered 50 more last night because we'll definitely sell them. It sounds fantastic, and I'm glad that you found my video. So that sold. Nigel Del Rocket wants Saucer Full of Secrets. Nigel Del Rocket. Secret Treaties, yes. Jeff McIntosh, I'm going to post a pre-order for that. Secret Treaties. Secret Treaties. I will be posting a pre-order for that. So, Love and Rockets, Seventh Dream of a Teenage Heaven, $29.99. Love and Rockets is $29.99. And we have Neil Young, Harvest Moon, $36.99. And thank you, Michael. I'm assuming you found my unboxing video I did last night. And then I listened to it, and it sounds incredible. There was a song on that first Rush album I didn't have in my playlist. I forgot how good it was until I listened to the whole album. I listened to it twice. Sounds phenomenal. So I do hope I get more of those in. Soul Asylum, Grave Dancers Union. Soul Asylum is $39.99. By the way, anybody else, I'm about to roll the card over here. Tanner, we might disconnect this if we can. I want to show everybody the Rush display. We have several Rush albums in stock that not too long ago we couldn't say that. So $31.99 for Godsmack, Lighting Up the Sky. That's the newest Godsmack album. Def Leppard, Diamond, bunch of those. Ministry, the Sphincter. Ministry is $44.99, limited to 1,000 on red vinyl. $44.99. Third Eye Blind, a collection. $41.99 for Third Eye Blind. Pantera, Reinventing the Steel. That's on limited edition colored vinyl. $29.99. NXS Kick, one of my last copies. $29.99. 6-time platinum album. Slayer is $36.99. Yeah, we just unplugged our internet connection, so it may have froze for just a second. So that may have what happened. Greta Van Fleet, Anthem of the Peaceful Army. Greta Van Fleet is $36.99. Anthem of the Peaceful Army. Siamese Dream, Smashing Pumpkins is $99.99. Now, there's where we started. Pearl Jam Versus, $34.99 for Pearl Jam Versus. We have Pearl Jam Lightning Bolt, $44.99. And we have 3 of those. Pearl Jam Lightning Bolt, $44.99. Pearl Jam Lightning Bolt. Okay, anybody else on anything in there? Pearl Jam, I hadn't shown that in a long time. Lightning Bolt, it's got a die-cut cover, $44.99. I've got 3 of those. I've got Versus, Smashing Pumpkins, Greta, NXS, Pantera, Third Eye Blind, Ministry, Slayer, Now Yearbook, Def Leppard, Godsmack, Soul Asylum, Neil Young, Love and Rockets, Sabotage, Steve Miller Band, BOC, Big Bill Broonzy, Beastie Boys, Pixies. I skipped Stone Sour. Stone Sour, $44.99, music on vinyl. Star Wars, Genesis, Richard Marx, Bob Dylan, and Genesis again. Let's go through that crate of new arrivals I've got over here. Let's see what John's got in stock, especially in the back part of the crate here. Looks like some interesting stuff. More blues maybe. Let me see what we got in here. That looks interesting. All right, cool. And then some jazz. Let me go through this one. Let's go through a crate of new vintage arrivals, and then I'm probably going to roll over here and show you some new bins that I made last night with some of our best-selling records from the last month. And we still plugged in the power, which is okay right now, but when I go to roll this card, I'll need to... The power supply is still plugged in, I think. Is that what that cable is? Yeah, okay. Susie needs a Rush Permanent Waves. We got it. Okay. New vintage arrivals. We have Steve Miller Band Anthology, $34.99. Steve Miller Band Anthology, $34.99. Steve Miller Band Brave New World, $24.99. Steve Miller Band Brave New World, $24.99. Elvis Speedway, $19.99 for Elvis Speedway. Special in this album, Nancy Sinatra singing Your Groovy Self. That's $19.99. Elvis Speedway. Frank Sinatra and Count Basie. That's in shrink wrap? No, that is sealed. It might as well be swing. $29.99. That's a sealed copy. That's a sealed copy. Sinatra and Count Basie, $29.99. Alan Fred's Top 15. That's also sealed, $24.99. Wilbert Harrison, Etta James, Silhouettes, the Cadillacs, the Shirelles, Lee Dorsey, Buster Brown. That's $24.99. The Fabulous Thunderbirds, Tough Enough, in shrink wrap with hop sticker. Tough Enough. That is $19.99. Michael Nath wants the Alan Freeds. I think I said Freds just a second ago. My bad. Alan Freeds. Rock House. Rock House is $19.99. Shakin' Stevens, Stray Cats, Alvin Stardust, Matchbox, Rockpile Darts. Aaron, the Pixies, the best of the Pixies is $39.99. Wave of Mutilation, $39.99. Stacy Metternich wants Rock House. Her streak is going to continue. She has a record for this week. Stacy's streak continues. Freddie King, King on King. 24 original blues classics from the King label. 2 LP, $29.99. Freddie King, King on King. I'm sure that's long out of print, some kind of compilation I've never seen before. B.B. King, Blues. And this is sealed. $49.99. B.B. King Blues from Holland. That is sealed. $49.99. Brent Rabley first on Freddie King. Aaron Jolly on Best of Pixies. That's sold to Aaron Jolly. B.B. King is sealed. And I've also got Blues Masterworks B.B. King. And this is 24 classics on a double 180-gram vinyl. Exclusive download card, CD of the entire album. That's from 2013. 2013, $39.99. There's B.B. King and B.B. King. Roy Orbison, In Dreams, is $24.99. Roy Orbison, In Dreams, that's his greatest hits, $24.99. The Sun Story Volume 6, Carl Mann, is $19.99. And Traffic Self-Titled is $24.99. That's a Black Island label reissue. Very clean near mint copy, though, of that album that's typically hard to find in good condition. I got James Bragg on BB, which is BB King, and then Michael Nath on BB Master, and then James Bragg said both. So these will both go to James Bragg, both BB Kings to James Bragg. Traffic, Shootout at the Fantasy Factory, $19.99 for Traffic, Shootout at the Fantasy Factory, and Jethro Tull, Stand Up. Jethro Tull, Stand Up. Derek Clark, this has a barcode on the back of it. No pop-up cover. This is a reissue. $19.99. James, you're first to Traffic. Let me know which one you want. Which one you want. You can take both if you want it. We got Jethro Tull Benefit. That is $19.99 as well. Days of Future Past, the Moody Blues. Wow. What kind of cover is this? $19.99. Some kind of, I'm sure, reissue. No, it's Netherlands. Is this actually a vintage copy? It is. Wow. I should have not sold this. What a cool, it's got the full artwork on the cover. I really like this. Michael Nath is just going to take it right out of my hands. James Bragg was first to Traffic. He wants both of those. And Michael Nath was first to this. I didn't realize what that was when I was flipping through this earlier. This is a Netherlands pressing, Holland. It looks like it's 67. And it's pristine, too, with this full cover artwork. Just like James took BB out of mine. You took your revenge out on me. Great. The Best of BB King. Who's going to get this one? $19.99. The Best of BB King. $19.99. Harry Nilsson, Sandman. $19.99. Nilsson, Sandman. $19.99. Elvis, Fun in Acapulco. I hope I'm saying that right. That's how I've always said it. Elvis is $14.99. Another black RCA reissue. That one and Speedway, though, are both, I'm going to say it again, pristine. Yes Songs, $39.99. This is a 73 Richmond. Yes Songs is a triple live Yes concert, and it's incredible. Of course, I'm partial. One of my favorite bands, $39.99. You know, I made a list the other day. I was going to post it in the group of my current top 5 favorite bands based on what I think but I held off, and I was like, I don't want to start any problems. Frank Sinatra, Point of No Return. Frank Sinatra, Point of No Return, $14.99. That's not Kansas. That is Frank Sinatra. Regina's first to Elvis. Regina, I'm assuming you want Fun in Acapulco. I've also got Speedway in here if you want it. Just let me know if you do. All right. I'll keep those up front. The original Clean Head, Eddie Clean Head Vinson. VG Plus $14.99 on Flying Dutchman Blues Time. The Art Van Dam, I guess, Quintet, $29.99, 1979 sealed, and you will need a DBX disc encoder to play that to the full effect. Concert Thrust in Europe. Let's see. This is $24.99. It's on Verve, Stan Getz, Dizzy Gillespie, J.J. Johnson. Concert Thrust. $24.99. Atlantic Jazz, Kansas City, $19.99. Red Allen, Kid Ory, and Jack Teagarden. That is $44.99. Jazz at Preservation Hall, Billy DePierce and Jim Robinson's New Orleans Band, $14.99. The Historic Savoy Sessions, original masterpieces by the legendary masters, $19.99. Boogie Woogie, $19.99. Amons, Johnson, and Lux Lewis. First is, are they both $14.99? Regina has dibs on these Elvis records right now. Yes, they are both no. Speedway is $19.99. Speedway is $19.99. There's the label. It's near mint. Elvis in her sleeve. That's $14.99. They're both black label reissues. They're very nice. Regina, just let me know which one you want or both. Then the next comment was the Van Dam price. And that was Michael Nath. That was sealed, $29.99. And if your connection is messed up, we unplugged our internet hard line so we could roll the cart in here just a second. So that's maybe what's up. Tales of Captain Black, James Blood, $34.99. Tales of Captain Black, $34.99. Dave Brubeck Trio featuring Cal Jader. This is a $34.99 1962 blue vinyl. Wow, that's blue vinyl from 1962. Dave Brubeck Trio featuring Cal Jader. That's on Fantasy. Please pull the DBX. I'm actually going to pull this one, Michael, and put your name on it right now. We got to go back from last night, Tanner, or the night before and find a heart. This is Michael Nath. I'm laying it right over here, and we're going to put your name on it. And we're also going to put Regina's name on both of those Elvis. Okay. Latin for Lovers. Latin for Lovers, Cal Jader and with strings. 1958 red vinyl. 1958 red vinyl. $39.99. Ashish Khan. Ashish Khan. Young Masters of the Sarod. Ala Raka Tabla. $19.99. Looks like something to do with Ravi Shankar because I think that's him on the back. Mean Old Frisco, Jimmy Witherspoon, $19.99. Atlantic Jazz, New Orleans, $19.99. Reuben Wilson, A Groovy Situation, $49.99. Price on Brubeck. This one here on the blue vinyl is $34.99. Michael Nath on Jimmy Witherspoon. Weather Report, Mr. Gone, $19.99 for Weather Report. Just Dave Van Ronk, $39.99 from 1964. Has a promo rubber stamp on the back. Very nice copy. Just Dave Van Ronk, Dave Van Ronk. Cal Jader. This is 1978 German pressing, $26.99. Very clean record. Cal Jader and Eddie Palmieri. I think I'm leaving out a syllable there. That's VG Plus, $19.99. Herbie Mann and Bill Evans Trio, Nirvana. Nothing to do with Kurt Cobain. $39.99. This is a 1964 stereo pressing. Cal Jader Quintet, Rentino Calentine, maybe. And, of course, there's tonight's nightly nudity cover. Even though it's kind of shadowed out, they are fully exposed. 1956 red vinyl. That's a VG copy for $19.99. Red vinyl from 1956. Wow. Colored vinyl from back then. I always think that's amazing. Brent Rabley on Herbie Mann. Cal Tjader Sextet with Stan Getz. This one looks good. 1958 red vinyl, $49.99. It's weird, like jazz and blues records, you can look at the covers. Even if you've never seen it or looked at it before, you can just look at a cover and just know it's more valuable and it's better music just by the way the cover looks sometimes. Reuben Wilson on Broadway, 1968 VG Plus, $59.99. And this is on Blue Note. Reuben Wilson on Broadway. Herbie Mann and João Gilberto with Antonio Carlos Jobim, recorded in Rio de Janeiro. That is $29.99 from 1966, and that's in shrink wrap. And the last one in here is Organ Grinder Swing, the incredible Jimmy Smith, $24.99. $24.99. 50 for Callantine and Brubeck. Let me see what I had on those. There's Callantine. It was 20, and the Brubeck was $34.99. Yes, sell both of those to Fred Carnell for $50. This is not as bad. No, I can read these jazz titles a bit better than I can death metal. And plus, after I get done reading the crates, or as soon as I get done with the crate, we don't have to have a priest come in and like bless the building, so we don't have demons in here. Okay, I'm going to run through those one more time, just the stuff in the back, and then the jazz, I'll just do a quick flip. Here's what's left. Steve Miller Band, Frank Sinatra, Count Basie, Fabulous Thunderbirds, Roy Orbison, Carl Mann, Jethro Tull, that's a great album. Benefit, Jethro Tull, that's a great album. The Best of B.B. King, no one grabbed it, 1999, The Best of B.B. King. Harry Nilsson, Sandman, Yes, Yes songs. Mia Willis wants R.W. I think that was the Reuben Wilson. That's sold to Mia. Call Inte, Spanish for hot. Oh, is that what that said? Calente. Okay, so here's the jazz crate. We had Jimmy Smith, Herbie Mann, Tjader and Getz, Cal Tjader, Dave Van Ronk, Mr. Gone, Weather Report, another Reuben Wilson, cool cover on that one. New Orleans Atlantic Jazz, the Indian album, I guess is what you could call that. Cal Tjader with strings, Tales of Captain Black, James Breed, Boogie Woogie, Historic Savoy Sessions, Billy and D.D. Pierce, Jim Johnson, Red Allen, Jack Teagarden, Kansas City Jazz, original Cleanhead Vinson, the Jazz at the Philharmonic in Europe. Let's see here. Is the other one on Blue Note? No, I think the other Reuben Wilson is on, wasn't this on Mercury? Yeah, it's on Blue Note too. It's on Blue Note as well. In the dead wax, it says Van Gilder. I usually think that means that's good, from what I've read and watched about jazz records. Jimmy, 15 on B.B. King, 15 on Harry Nilsson. Let's go ahead and sell those, 15 and 15. And Mia, that is on Blue Note. Mia says, I'll take it. She gets both of the Reuben Wilsons on Blue Note. Okay, I have another crate of, no one claimed these earlier. That Jeff Buckley we have a waiting list for. These, no one claimed these Steppenwolfs earlier. Let me put them back in the bin I think they were in. I'll just put them there. Anybody else, anything in this crate? We sold a lot out of there, more than I thought we would for part 2 and having a new. I've got a whole nother crate of new arrivals. Let me just go ahead and go through those. Time's flying too. I don't know if I'm going to get through a third of what I said I was going to for part 2, but I think y'all are okay with new arrivals. I think y'all are perfectly okay with new arrivals. Especially this late, you're going to see a lot of stuff a lot of other people didn't get to. Let me move this camera so y'all can't see what I'm flipping through and you don't get any head starts. And make sure, I've already let one slip. No, I've let 2, I think, slip through my fingers tonight already. I'm going to make sure I don't have anything else. That's awfully a nice looking copy of that record. Let me just set that aside. Well, y'all can still, this camera's got a wide lens on it. Uh-oh, there we go. We'll put that up for auction. Duran Duran Rio, $25 start in shrink wrap. In shrink wrap. Oh, hey, there's some more jazz in here. This is a good looking crate. Chocolate watch band. Oh my gosh, a copy of Kiss Dynasty. Okay, we'll stop there. This is a great crate. Let's go through this one. All right, let's get the table organized first. Let's just set that aside. We have a waiting list for that. I've ordered more, but just in case for some reason they don't get here. Okay, next auction. I just put some up. Can you go over the first check condition? Yes, I will. We'll have to do it after this one, though. And Duran Duran 25, 15, 27. Okay, so high bid. Let's take a look at it. We have a Duran Duran OG Rio in shrink wrap. Original inner sleeve. Very nice vinyl. High bid on that is $27. Did you order me a BG's? He said it might be in this week. It is, or it will be, Stacy. Yes. All right, Kiss Dynasty. Let's see if it has the poster with it. I don't think it does. It looks like there's something else in here, though. There's another one of those. That was in that other one we had. I don't think that has anything to do with the... Wow, very nice vinyl, though. Kiss Dynasty. This is going to be a $35 start. Kiss Dynasty. There's the LP. There's the original inner sleeve. No poster. Let me make sure. Yeah, no poster. And it has this Maxim magazine and this Best of Kiss. That was in another Kiss record we had the other night from this Dallas collection. I don't know how those ended up in there, but this is not match this. I mean, this is like something from the, what, 90s or 2000s, 2002. And this is from 1976, 8. What year is this one? What year did this come out? 6, 8. Of course, it has I Was Made for Loving You. That's a $35 start. That's up for bid. The cover does have some issues. It has some staining here and there on the back. Yeah, that was the cutback. You get a Kiss sticker. Gene Simmons is trying to save every penny he can. He needs every one of those 400 million he's worth, or however much he's worth. I'm sure it's an exceptionally impressive amount of money. Okay. Duran Duran's a 30. We're looking for a $35 start on Dynasty. Let's go through this crate. We have the Beatles for sale, a 1972 German pressing. The Beatles for sale, 1972 German pressing. Very nice. $34.99 on the Beatles for sale. Get these fixed. Bo Diddley, a mono reissue. It is a second press. It is in mono. $34.99 for Bo Diddley. It's Bo Diddley, self-titled. $34.99. Ron Foster, First of the Beatles. Ron Foster, First of the Beatles. Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, $44.99. $44.99. Vinyl's very nice. Check condition cover. It has some writing on it. It is showing signs of ring wear, but that is one that we don't ever hardly get. I was just showing the repress. That's not one we get a lot of OGs of. The Beatles Black Album. Wow. $149.99. This is a 1981 UK unofficial. $149.99. I didn't know there was a Beatles Black Album. I wonder what's on here. Probably just rare outtakes. It's got 4 LPs. It's 3 LPs. The Beatles Black Album. They even embossed it, though. They embossed it just like the White Album. Mean Mr. Mustard. She Said, Early in the Morning. Tennessee, Commonwealth for you blue. That is the Beatles Black Album. $149.99, 1981 UK. That's not an official release. That's some kind of bootleg compilation. Outtakes. Pink Floyd, Uma Guma, $49.99. Pink Floyd, Uma Guma, $49.99. I've yet to find one in the last 2 years that has the Gigi or GG cover. I've yet to find one. We got a bunch of these from Dallas, like 5 or 6 of them. I looked at all of them. None of them had the artwork. See, there was originally the soundtrack to the movie or play or whatever that was, Gigi or Gigi. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. There was some artwork right here, and then they had to kind of white it out later due to copyright reasons, I believe. And it's kind of like finding a mama's and papa's toilet cover at this point. $49.99 for Umaguma. Paul McCartney Ram, $24.99. What a great album. Somebody needs to grab this. It's a Capital Press, not an Apple, which makes that a 76 LA Press reissue. This album originally came out in 73. Ram is $24.99. And Red Rose Speedway, which is hitting 50 years old this year. They're doing a half-speed remaster. $24.99 for Red Rose Speedway. This has Big Barn Red on it. My Love. That medley he does at the end. That's $24.99. James Bragg wants Ram. And Bye Bye Super Tracks 1, another Beatles boot. Bye 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 Super Tracks 1, $39.99. Ram is a fantastic album. I need to order more new copies of that just so we have them here in the store. Okay, if anybody wants Dynasty, comment KISS. This is a $35 buy it now. It does have some staining on the cover. Has the original inner sleeve. No poster. Of course, we've auctioned pristine copies for twice, 3 times that, especially with the poster. Let's lay that right over there. If anybody wants a $35 buy it now. Final call on Duran Duran. We have Angela Chesney at $35 on that. James Bragg got Ram, and Clay Moore gets KISS. And Tanner, that was $35 to Clay Moore. The Umaguma cover really isn't rare, but it's just for some reason hard to find. It's one of those that isn't really rare, but it's just hard to find. $34.99. Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Rust Never Sleeps. Near mint copy and shrink wrap. $34.99. Deep Purple. Shades of Deep Purple. This is a Canadian pressing. John has Canadian reissue. That means it's probably not from 1966 or 67. It does have a white label, but that is a Canadian press. $29.99. Precious Metal, That Kind of Girl. A 1988 pressing, sealed. $29.99. We now have 3 bidders on Duran Duran. John Ambrosic is the high bidder at $37. Walt Disney's Peter Pan. Just $19.99 for Peter Pan. Walt Disney's Peter Pan. Walt Disney People and Places. Switzerland. I've had thousands of Disney records. Never seen the Switzerland. 1956. That's why it's very early. It is sealed. 1956. $34.99. Walt Disney, Switzerland. Elvis Blue Hawaii. $9.99. This one sells so well because it has one of his all-time biggest hits. I was like, where is it? Can't Help Falling in Love, track number 5 on side 1, $9.99. $9.99. Chocolate Watch Band, The Inner Mystique. This is $34.99 from 2009. The Garage Site Classic, now back on vinyl. Now here is a definition of a rare record in my opinion. Original Chocolate Watch Band albums. I've never had but one, and I regret selling it. And I had the really good one, the one before this one. I can't recall the name of it. But they just worth so much money. Well, they're hundreds of dollars in good shape. Very hard to find. Etta James, Come a Little Closer. Etta James, Come a Little Closer, $34.99. And Aladdin. Here's one we don't see too often. Aladdin is $34.99. Aladdin and His Wonderful Lamp. $34.99. That is a Disney storybook record. Young Americans, David Bowie, $34.99. Young Americans, David Bowie, $34.99. There's Aladdin again, got out of place. Straub's Ghost is $14.99. And the Eurythmics, Missionary Man. The Eurythmics is $9.99. The Kinks, Give the People What They Want, $14.99. And Bob Seger's Stranger in Town, $29.99. Burt Jordan gets the Elvis. I hadn't pulled that yet. And final call, Duran Duran is at 41 with James Bragg. The Chesneys, oh, never mind, they already set out, so did John. So that's a final call. James Bragg's at 41. What pressing is the Chocolate Watch Band? The Chocolate Watch Band is a 2009 Sundazed. 2009 Sundazed. It's in the original baggie it came in. I think this is something I just bought back from somebody who originally bought this from me. So I think I sold this and I bought it back from him. I can't remember if this is the records I got from him or not. I think it is, because that looks like where our price tag was on the cover. So this is the second time I've had this. So that is, Gavin, if you want it, that's yours. If not, Clay Moore wants it. I think Gavin may be passing, so that's sold to Clay Moore. And Tony Shore gets the Eurythmics. And John's back in on Duran Duran at 42. He said out. I was just about to sell it. He's back in at 42. The Shadow is $24.99. This is a 1975 sealed copy, radio broadcast of The Shadow. That is sealed. Charlie Daniels Band, Million Mile Reflections. This one's always worth noting. It has The Devil Went Down to Georgia. $24.99 on Charlie Daniels Band, Million Mile Reflections. Walt Disney's The Sword in the Stone. Another one we don't get as often. $24.99. Clay wants to pass on Chocolate Watch Band. No, it's not an original of those two. Any chocolate watch, I'm going to put that back in the crate, Tanner, so don't want to mess up your order. I'm putting Clay Morris back in. Now, these are, for $34.99, you might want to buy it just to have it until you can find an original. I have a copy of this in my collection, along with that first one, I think. But the originals of this are hundreds of dollars. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars, especially if they're near mint and you truly have, it's like 13th floor elevators. So hard to find. Y'all know how many records I've bought in just the last 5 years. Hundreds of thousands of records. No OG Chocolate Watch Band. That's kind of how rare they are. So, James Bragg's at 45 on Duran. John says he's out. So James Bragg has that. Now another final call. Susie wants the Sword in the Stone. Austin was second. And did we pull the Shadow for Scott? We didn't. There's the Shadow for Scott Smith. Okay, Miles Davis is a 1974 Terre Haute, $24.99. 1974 Terre Haute, $24.99. The vinyl is very clean. Very clean vinyl. That is $24.99. Walt Disney Presents The Story of Treasure Island, $19.99 for Treasure Island. Walt Disney Presents It's a Small World, $19.99 for It's a Small World. Michael Nath first to Miles Davis. We've got The Parent Trap, Let's Get Together, featuring Let's Get Together. The Parent Trap from 1969, $29.99. Pinocchio, $19.99. The Best of Julie, Julie London, $9.99. Very cool. The Best of Julie, Julie London, $9.99. I skipped over a few things, like Jeff Beck Japanese Wired, $54.99. Jeff Beck Wired, Japanese Press, $54.99. Herbie Hancock Manchild, $39.99. Herbie Hancock Manchild, very clean looking copy, $39.99. Prism Armageddon, $19.99. And Vamp, original motion picture soundtrack, Vamp, $34.99 from 1986. Clay Moore said sold on chocolate. Clay probably went and looked up a price of an original. He's like, Chad, that'll have to do. Just like I had to explain earlier with Shania Twain albums. And then we started selling them. I was like, you can't get an original of this. I could probably tell you about every record in here, how hard it would be to get an original versus a repress, but we would be here all night. So, but some things I do, I'm like, listen, this is the only way you can get this record, unless you want to drop, a lot of money. And there's a chance that Coletco may not have one this entire year. So, Foreigner 4 is $19.99. Foreigner 4. Black Coffee Group, Step Over the Threshold. 1987, United Soviet Socialist Republic pressing, USSR. $24.99. What the heck do we have here? Black Coffee Group, Step Over the Threshold. Some kind of Russian metal, pop punk, something. $24.99. OG over 100. Yeah, probably if you look them up on Discogs, they'll probably say so-and-so or X Mini starting at whatever, and probably that cheapest copy is probably at 100. It's probably like for a good plus or something, or a VG. I doubt it's in high grade. That's another thing. Find them in good condition. Elvis Presley, The Sun Years. This has got a weird shade of yellow to it. $24.99. They're usually a little bit lighter than that. And Charlie Rich, Behind Closed Doors, $9.99. This is the Grammy winner sticker and best album of the year, male vocalist of the year, and best single of the year. Charlie Rich, Behind Closed Doors. That is $9.99. Duran Duran is sold to James Bragg for $45. And Loretta Lynn's Country Classics. This is a Crisco vegetable shortening or grease, what I call it, promotional record from Crisco, Loretta Lynn, $19.99. Melanie is $9.99. Gather Me. Melanie was just here right down the road at a fellow comic book record shop in Gallatin. She was just here signing autographs. I need to probably set that aside unless somebody wants it. I sold him several Melanie records for customers coming in so they could get them autographed. I dug up 7, I think. I probably have 30 Melanie records inside this building, but finding them would be hard. Andrew Gold, Whirlwind, $19.99. Sell Fred Carnell Vamp for $30. Sell that to Fred Carnell. Rubber Soul is $29.99. This is a stereo remaster, fairly new copy, $29.99. The Beatles' White Album is a 1976 Jacksonville press. This has all 4 photos and the poster, $64.99. This should be an orange capital label. It is. The Beatles. That is a very clean copy. All the Apple pressings in the back we have from that Dallas collection, they are beat to death. For some reason, the Apple pressings of the White Album are very difficult to find in high grade. If you have an embossed serial number copy, if you have one that's near mint, you truly have something that's probably low population. Ryan Foster first on the White Album. The Kinks, State of Confusion. The Kinks is $14.99. The Rose Garden, not the restaurant. That does sound good though. $19.99. I need to take that up there and give it to my aunt. She's a waitress at a restaurant called the Rose Garden. Local, from Lebanon, it's probably about 45 minutes from here. They have, every morning they make fresh pies. I'm talking handmade chocolate pies, pecan pies, the Rose Garden. Not this band, but the restaurant, 45 minutes from here on the way to Cookeville. The Doors, the Soft Parade, $39.99 for the Doors. Soft Parade, a reissue. It's very nice vinyl. It's a red Electra label, $39.99. That place is delicious. If you get a waitress named Rachel, that's my aunt. Tell her you know Chad. She'll say, I'm sorry. Neil Young Trans, $19.99. Neil Young Trans, $19.99. Dough Rollers, Gone Baby Gone, $19.99. Dough Rollers, Gone Baby Gone, Gone Baby Gone, $19.99. Unknown DJ, Breakdown, Unknown DJ, Breakdown, Dance Your Pants Off, $14.99. The Head Boys, self-titled. This is sealed from 1975, $19.99. The Bee Gees, Cucumber Castle. It's one we don't get as often from them. $19.99 on Cucumber Castle. Madonna, Live to Tell. That's a gold stamp promo. $29.99. His Greatest Sides, Volume 1, Bo Diddley. $24.99. Steve Miller Band is $19.99. Children of the Future. And It's a Beautiful Day. It's a Beautiful Day. This is a gatefold version. Very nice. $9.99. It's a Beautiful Day, $9.99. Okay, I'm just going to read through these titles, and we're going to go back through the check condition bin that we did earlier tonight. I'm going to put Melanie back in here. If anybody wants her, you can buy them now. If not, I need to give that to Chris, yes. If he needs it. We got, Ken, give me 1 second. We have Melanie, It's a Beautiful Day, Steve Miller Band. Bo Diddley and Michael Nath is interested in both. Let me lay one out. Madonna, Bee Gees, Head Boys, Unknown DJ, the Dough Rollers, Neil Young, The Doors. Surprised nobody's interested in that. Very clean Doors record. Rose Garden, The Kinks, Rubber Soul, Andrew Gold, Loretta Lynn, Charlie Rich, Elvis. Black Coffee Group, Step Over the Threshold is $24.99. Ken Crooker. Foreigner 4, Prism, Herbie Hancock, Jeff Beck, The Best of Julie London, Pinocchio, The Parent Trap, It's a Small World, Treasure Island, Charlie Daniels, Bob Seger, The Kinks, Straubs, Aladdin, David Bowie, Etta James, Switzerland, Peter Pan, Precious Metal, not the Bee Gees, Deep Purple, Neil Young, The Beatles Boot, McCartney, Pink Floyd, The Beatles Boot, Genesis, and The Other Bo Diddley. It's the first and last records. Let's see. I'll do it's 35 and 25. That's 40, 60. 60. We'll make those $52. $52. $52. Michael Nath. And what's the pricing condition on the Etta James? That was right in here. This is $34.99. Chess Records, 1984. Etta James, Come a Little Closer. Chess, 91,509. Blue Chess reissue, near mint vinyl, $34.99. He says deal on the Bo Diddleys. Those are $58 for both of those. Ken Crooker is going to take the Black Coffee. And Etta James is in there if anybody wants it. Michael Nath wants it. And here's the only thing I kept. This looks like an extremely nice copy of Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years. This is what I like to add in my collection. I'm sure I already have one of these. I maybe have two. This one looks unplayed. It's in shrink wrap and hype sticker. With hype sticker, it has the Grammy on it too. So I like adding those. That's what at this point, I'm upgrading. Paul Simon, stuff like that, I've got bookoodles. I don't have too many mint and shrink wrap though. Okay, check condition bin from the very first part of the show. Let me see if I can find that. Is this it? Nope. Is this it? Nope. Must be down here on the bottom. There's the crate we just went through. There's tonight's new vinyl. Well, where are they? Ah, it's over here. John's even got it labeled for me. Okay, I'm going to read through titles and prices very quickly so we can go through one half off bin for the last thing we do tonight. So let's go through this one and a very, very quick half off bin. More of the Monkees. That's a VG copy for $9.99. Blondie the Hunter, EX, $27.99. Led Zeppelin, House of the Holy, EX copy, $59.99, 1973. That is RL mastering. NXS The Swing, VG plus, $19.99. The Police and Yetta Mandata, EX, $22.99. Sounds to Make You Shiver, EX, $29.99. Alan Parsons Project, Pyramid, EX, $17.99. The Boomtown Rats, The Fine Art of Surfacing, EX, $17.99. The Beatles, Something New, that is an EX copy, $44.99. Check condition means they're not near mint. I'm telling you the grade. I'm telling you the grade. So they're going to be VG, VG Plus, EX, which there's a bunch of EX stuff in here. That is short for excellent. That's a grade that a lot of people don't really use anymore, but we use it for online purposes to let people know it's not a perfect copy, but it's not beat up either, or it's not a VG Plus. It's kind of a hybrid. So James Bragg got The Police. Susie was second. James Bragg first on the Beatles, which I think was the only one I've shown is this one. That's sold to James Bragg. House is great again. The House of the Holy is EX, $59.99, and this is a 73 Richmond. And yeah, it just has scuff there, and actually side one looks very nice. It has just a couple more hairline marks than we normally. Otherwise, this would be we wouldn't put that out. It also has the original lyric inner sleeve, which is a textured lyric inner sleeve. I think I just popped this one up the other night about how good of an album this. I mean, the Rain Song remains the same. Over the Hills and Far Away, The Crunch, Dancing Days, No Quarter, The Ocean, of course, Dire Maker, which I'm not really a fan of, but it was a big hit for him. The Foundations was EX, $17.99, and Phil Collins, Hello, I Must Be Going, VG copy, $9.99. Kansas, Point of No Return, EX, $17.99. Less Rhymes is VG plus $39.99. The Police, Ghost in the Machine, VG plus $19.99. Sticks, Pieces of 8, EX $17.99. Circle of Love, EX $17.99. Yes, that is the 73 Richmond press, which has RL and the dead wax. Yes, it has it here on side 1, right, or side 2, right next to Sterling, and on side 1 as well. Yes, that's a very nice copy. That won't be around here long, Brent, if you don't buy it now. ELO, Out of the Blue, EX $32.99. Dawn of the Dickies. This is the one Gavin was asking about. Gavin, I've got this at VG for $24.99. A VG copy for $24.99. The Beatles 65, another EX copy. James Bragg may want this one, unless somebody gets it before him. $44.99. The Beatles 65. This has the original Capitol inner sleeve with it. Another telltale indicator you're dealing with an OG Beatles record. They have colored Capitol inner sleeves with them like this. I'm actually going to put that back behind the cover. That is $44.99, the Beatles 65. Brent Rabel said he'll take Led Zeppelin, and as I predicted, James Bragg wants the other Beatles. This Dallas collection, the Beatles collection, is insane. I mean, just in volume. There wasn't a lot of rare stuff. We have found some rare stuff. We're kind of keeping a few of them back. I've pulled some out myself. But just the sheer amount, like we got this many copies of Magical Mystery Tour stereo pressings. Like Capitol Rainbow labels. Anything from VG to Near Mint Minus. We got an entire crate of them. There's 2 entire crates of VG white albums, OG presses, like Apple presses, I guess I should say. Embossed serial numbers. We got 2 entire crates full of them. Embossed serial numbered white albums. They're all VG plus. It's incredible the sheer volume, how many he hoarded of these albums. And we slowly are going to work them all out. For a VG record, I'll sell that to you. We'll add a few more dollars on that, $17.99, and I'll sell that to you. The Beatles 6, this is in mono. This is an EX copy, just $34.99 on this one, and it's a very clean looking record, especially for a Beatles album in general. Mono press, that is $34.99, EX condition. Marvin Gaye, Midnight Love, VG plus $19.99. The Monkees Instant Replay is a VG plus $29.99. Man on the Moon, I may keep this if no one buys it. I don't know if I have this one. I think I do. I have a lot of moon landing records. One Small Step for Man, One Giant Leap for Mankind. That is on here along with Walter Cronkite's broadcast. I think also Nixon speaking on here, Lyndon Johnson. But I think it's, you know, the actual narration that night. It was broadcast on television, which to this day is the most watched TV event of all time. And I think number 2 is the Super Bowl from a few years ago. And then number 3 was this year's Super Bowl. So it's always a Super Bowl or a moon landing. Idris Muhammad, Power of Soul. Idris Muhammad was a VG copy, $39.99. And Herbie Hancock, Sunlight. Herbie Hancock, Sunlight, EX, $49.99. All right, Gavin gets the Dickies for a $17.99. James Bragg wants Marvin Gaye. And I missed the Beatles claims from James Bragg. So actually these next 2 go to James Bragg, Beatles and Marvin Gaye. So here's what's left in the check condition bin that we showed tonight. Herbie Hancock, Idris Muhammad, Man on the Moon, the Monkees, ELO, Steve Miller Band, Styx, the Police, Les Rhymes, Kansas, Phil Collins, The Foundations, Boomtown Rats, Pyramid, Sounds to Make You Shiver, NXS, The Hunter, and more of the Monkees. This has I'm a Believer. Man, I could listen to that on repeat. Look Out, Here Comes Tomorrow, I'm a Believer. I'm Not Your Stepping Stone, Mary, Mary, the Monkees. If you don't know the story about the Monkees, it's very interesting. There's a VH1 behind the music. It is an incredible, interesting history of what they came to be. The moon landing. The moon landing is VG plus $19.99. VG plus $19.99. And Seth is leaving us again. I'll probably be here, yes. I probably will be. Tanner won't be. Let's see. John Ambrosic says he'll take the Monkees. Alan Parsons' Condition. That was, which one was left in here? Pyramid. Pyramid was EX 1799. Not a bad looking record. Yeah, just some scuffs. Track list on Styx. Pieces of Eight is probably their biggest album, or number 2. It has 2 huge hits, Blue Collar Man and Renegade. That's the 2 big you've heard 10 million times on the radio. Blue Collar Man, not Maid. Blue Collar Man, Blue Collar Man, and Renegades. Yes, that's EX 1799 as well. I'm meeting Mickey Dolenz in about 3 weeks. Wow. So, yeah, I know Davy Jones. Michael Nesmith just recently passed away, right? A couple years ago. So Mickey's the last one. You going to have some stuff signed? Can I ship you some stuff? Can I ship you like 50 Monkees albums in VG condition to have them autographed? Next comment was Gavin, what was the Foundations? The Foundations is, I think it's self-titled. It's on the Uni label. No, it's called Digging. Foundations Digging. Uni 73058, EX 1799. How much was the ELO greatest? That is this one right here, Out of the Blue. Out of the Blue is EX 3299. I think it's a hybrid. I think it's a comp, and I think there's some stuff that has never also wasn't on any other solo albums, because it has Turn to Stone, Sweet Talking Woman, Mr. Blue Sky. I think that's what this album really is, but it's a comp maybe with other material, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But that is an EX copy for $32.99. James Bragg says, I'll take it, and he was wanting the Alan Parsons project. Next is Brent Rabley saying, good night. You're not going to stay awake for the half-off crate? We're going to sell John Ambrosic sticks for $15. I don't have any rat detonators. I got Nesbitt's autograph on 2 Monkees about 7 weeks before he died. Last thing he ever signed. Wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the Monkees is an interesting story, and I love their music. So, I love their music. Stephen, I think if you're passing on ELO, James Bragg wants it. Out of the Blue is a double studio album. Okay, original material. I always thought it was like a comp with unreleased, but you may be right. Man on the Moon is still available. Let's see what else I have any knowledge of. Well, there's another Monkees album here that's not too easy to get. Instant Replay, VG Plus condition, Instant Replay, $29.99. We have no Elvis records. We've sold all the new ones we showed tonight, and we showed we showed everything in the bin. Moonwalk 15. Yes. I don't think, unless Brent wanted this, I don't think I've seen it. So, Michael, I'll go ahead and put you down for that for 15. I don't know if I have too much knowledge of anything else in here. I can tell you some tracks. Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic is on the Ghost in the Machine album. Of course, that's a huge song. Point of No Return. Phil Collins, Hello, I Must Be Going. I Don't Care Anymore. It Don't Matter to Me. His cover of You Can't Hurry Love, which was the Supreme song. Very good. 7 studio album. Okay, so that is a studio album. We're going to sell John Porter, Kansas for $15. These are almost gone. NXS, here's another one. NXS is a VG Plus, just $19.99. Pretty good deal on that, even though it's VG Plus, I think. Near mint copies we sell for $29 and $39.99 sometimes, or auctional. Group's best-selling album, 10 million copies. So yeah, it is a complete studio album. I need to order, I had a new LP of ELO's Greatest Hits. I need to order some more of those. So I learn something new every night. And I consider myself an ELO fan. I've seen them in concert in Nashville. I went to their concert in Nashville last time he played. What a great... Jeff Lynne is a very talented person. All right. Let's do some half off and then we'll call it a night. I'm going to go fill up one crate and we'll do a half off. For those 90 people still faithfully watching, we'll do some half off records I've got tucked away over here. It's the last of the stuff I have up front. The last of the stuff I have up front before I start redoing these bins. So for those locals that's watching, here's what I plan on doing. We've gone through thousands of records at half off. What hasn't sold, we're going to mark down even more for just in-store buyers, because any cheaper, we really can't ship them and come out ahead. It runs into too much cost. But if you're local, we're going to mark these things down even more, and then we're going to have a huge in-store sale where, like, these are stickered very, very cheap. We're going to have dollar records out on the sidewalk. We're going to have on sale new vinyl. It'll be a few day event, and we're really building up. I've got to go through a lot of stuff, but we're building up to that day, and we're probably 2 or 3 weeks out, and that's why we go through so much of this. So that's what we're doing. When spring comes back, exactly, yeah. As soon we have a warm, it'll be like stuff out in the parking lot. We'll have tables. We'll have discount bins in here. Everything in the store will be on sale. New vinyl, vintage, even stuff in the audiophile and high-end bin if you want it. So we'll have it all out. So put in for a vacation. Yeah, I'm definitely going to put it out far enough where people can plan. So if I'm going to do it in 3 weeks, I'm probably going to let everybody start knowing about it next week. And just hope that weekend we have good weather. So, okay, half off records. It'd be a great time to come to the store. I plan on being here. I hope. What usually happens, though, is I have to stay up all night getting everything ready, and then I'm never here actually during the sale. So, and then I show up at night, and we'll be live that night on Facebook as well. So, okay, half off records. Let Me Fall, Old Time Bluegrass from Virginia, North Carolina border. That is $10. Let Me Fall, $10. Jan Ackerman. Is that what that says? $10. Yeah, Jan Ackerman. $10. Laughing in Rhythm, Jazz Humor on Stash Records. $10. The Original Monkey Time, Major Lance. That's a VG Plus, $10. Masquerade. No. Marscape. What's that say? Marscape. Jack Lancaster and Robin Lumley. That is $7.50. Excuse me while I go turn off our heat in here. I feel like I'm in a sauna. Our thermostat is almost broken. It's been, I think that's I've been in this building for 5 years, and I think that was here since 2014. So, okay. John Porter on the Bluegrass. These are all half off. That's sold to John Porter. It's Just a Matter of Time. The Kit Kats. That's in shrink wrap on Jamie Records. That's a VG Plus, $7.50. The Jeff Lorber Fusion Water Sign. $10 on Jeff Lorber Fusion. Roland Kirk Volunteered Slavery. In shrink wrap, $15 on Roland Kirk Volunteered Slavery. Great Jones, All Bowed Down. Great Jones is $15. Up and Away, the Kingsman. Up and Away, the Kingsman. That is $5. Kilimanjaro is $5. I think there's one of these in every half-off bin. The Kaz and Kants Singing Orchestral Circus. I'm pretty sure every time we have a half-off crate, one of these end up. But this one is sealed. It's now $20 with a sealed copy. And this includes an insert, which is probably in this one. It's like I think it looks like a book of stamps. And probably since that one's sealed, it's probably in there. But that is $20 now. Kilimanjaro, I've already showed that. The Flock, Knot of Seagulls. This is The Flock, Dinosaur Swamps. $12.50. The Flock, Dinosaur Swamps. Michael Rabin and the 5 Americans, Now and Then, $12.50. The Fireballs, Come On React, $10 and shrink wrap. Art Farmer, Crawl Space, $20 on CTI, Art Farmer. A couple of jazz records in here, Roland Kirk, Art Farmer. Lulu, Don't Take Love for Granted. Lulu is $7.50. From Lulu Live Love, that is $15. Niles Lofgren, Night After Night, $12.50. People in Me, Abby Lincoln, $10. The Lilac Time, Paradise Circus, $10. Lighthouse, Thoughts of Moving On. Lighthouse is $7.50. Lighthouse Live is $12.50. Michael Pender, The Promise, $7.50. Another Lighthouse, Sunny Days, $7.50. Upindo Al, I'm just not going to try to say that. The Ramsey Lewis Trio, that's a lot easier. The Ramsey Lewis Trio, $10. George Lewis, Jam Session, 1950, $10. Orpheus, Joyful, $12.50. Phil Oakes, All the News That's Fit to Sing, $10. And Nielsen Sings Newman. Hold on a second. I think there's some stuff on my monitor that... Let me reset my phone. I just seen Michael Nass, Abby Lincoln. It just hadn't popped up on my phone. It just did, but I'm a little delayed. Let me reset that. Michael Nass on Abby Lincoln. Everybody give me a test comment. Make sure my phone is... I'm not missing anything. Have I missed anything? I got Michael Nath on Abby Lincoln. Let me pull that. But, okay, I see Ken Crooker. I think I'm good now. So if I've missed anything, the only thing I've pulled so far is, well, the last thing, or yeah, we've only pulled 2 out of here. The Bluegrass for John Porter and Abby Lincoln for C. Michael Nath. The Match, A New Light. The Match, A New Light, that's a VG Plus, $10. The New Birth, Blind Baby, $10. The Perfumed Garden, Charata Nyogi, $15. That looks interesting. A Wider Shade of Pale, Munich Machine, $7.50. Gary Mulligan, Concert Days, $5. The Motions, Electric Baby, $15. The Motors, $10. Gloria Lynn, $7.50. When I Die, Motherload, $10. And Curried Soul, is that sells? Moe's Curried Soul, Mo Kaufman on Kama Sutra. That's a promo copy, $7.50. All right, I see everybody's test comments. Thank you. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Test. MFSB, Philadelphia Freedom. That's a quad pressing, $10. Colin Butler wants the Curried Soul. That's sold to Colin Butler. Pat Metheny Group, Live in Concert. That's a white label promo. 33 1/3 for programming only, not for sale. That's $20. Pat Metheny Group, another promo copy, $10. McGuffey Lane, $10. Mean Machine, Jimmy McGriff, $17.50. Jimmy McCracklin and his Blues Blasters, Rockin' Man, that's $10. Susie Breedlove wants the Motherload. That's sold to Susie Breedlove. What do we have here? Looks like Les McCann. Let me get my placeholder. Bo J. Poo-Boo, Les McCann Ltd. Bo J. Poo-Boo, Les McCann Ltd. Yep, on the Limelight Jazz label. That is now $10. Michael Nath wants the Jimmy McGriff. That's sold to Michael Nath at half off. Master Jack, 4 Jacks and a Jill, $5. Colin Butler wants Poo-Boo. That's sold to Colin Butler, getting all the poos in there. Lee Oscar, Before the Rain. Lee Oscar is $10. Before the Rain has a promo sticker on the front. The Best of Buffy Santa Marie, 2 LP, Vanguard. That's $10. Kelly Price and Friends, Love Sets You Free, 12-inch. Has a really cool hype sticker advertising records coming out by LL Cool J, Jay-Z, DM Mix. That is $7.50. Power Glide or Power Slide. I never can make this one out. This is New Riders of the Purple Sage, Power Glide. Power Glide. New Riders of the Purple Sage, $10. I've got 2 of them. Point Blank, American Excess, VG Plus 750. And the Golden Hits of the Platters, $5. $5 for the Platters. Pierre Morlin's Pierre Morlin's Gong, Time is the Key, $5. Wilson Pickett, Pickett in the Pocket, $10 for Wilson Pickett. Roadstar, Peter Rabbit, Rock and Roll, that's sealed, $15. David Peel and the Lower East Side, The American Revolution, VG Plus 750, David Peel. And John Patton, Accent on the Blues. That's on Blue Note. It has some cover damage. It's got some water damage. That's on Blue Note, though, $20 after the half off. If I can get the record out. It's on the Liberty Jazz, the Liberty Blue Note label. Let me take this sleeve out. Well, let me lay this right there. Need a new inner sleeve for that, which I will do. I think this is probably the same inner sleeve that was in it, which probably looks like it needs to be cleaned again, and we've already cleaned it. Mia, I will take care of that, though. I'll have Tanner set that one aside whenever he tags that. So before that, though, before we don't get out of order, we had Poo Boo for Colin. Gerard said Yulu C. Bagumba. Was that something in here, or am I just not reading the right language? And Michael Nath was first on the Platters. Michael Nath was first on the Platters, and that was right here. No. Yes. Hold on a second. I got a couple corrections. Michael Nath was first to the Platters. That's half off. John Porter was second. John Duran was third. Michael Nath was first to Patton. Mia was second. Michael Nath was first. Mia was second. I saw Patton and I thought Platters, but you had claimed Platters before that. So that's also sold to Michael Nath at half off. Then Lighthouse Bundle with In Excess from the Last Crate for Nick Todd. Okay, I think we had 4. Where's the Lighthouse albums? We had 1. That's Michael Pender. So there's 1, 2, 3 Lighthouse albums. These are half off. The half off prices would be $7.50, $12.50, and $7.50. So I'll do 6, 6, and 10. That's $12, $22. $22, and I'll do 10% off the new arrival In Excess for $18. That's $30. That's $40 for all 4 albums. That's $40 for all 4 albums. $40 for all 4 albums. The perfume one, I think that's some kind of Indian. She looks of that region of the world, and certainly by the way she's dressed. It's called the Perfume Garden Chaitra Niyogi. It's on a Pulsar label. It's in shrink wrap, and there's a lot of information here on the back. Is an actress of extraordinary talent and beauty, born 22 years ago in Kampala, Uganda, of Indian parents. And that is half off at $15. Might be something I need to list on Discogs if we don't sell it tonight. Next was Condition of New Riders of the Purple Sage. That was Power Glide. It looks like I have 2, Gavin. They're both very similar. It looks like this one on top, the cover wins as being the better copy. Standard Columbia inner sleeve. And very nice vinyl. Let's see how the other one looks. That one had some what I call acidic transfer. This one has some scuffs on it. So this one has some scuffs on it. So I don't know. They're both about even. This one, the vinyl may be a little bit better with scuffs, but this cover, they're both pretty similar. Those are $10. The tremolos from earlier. John's still trying to get that. You seen I sold the Beatles albums. I didn't even have to discount those. I don't know if I'm ready to discount that too much, John. That's a nice record. What do I have on it? $39 or $29.99? Let me figure out what I had on that. That's a way too nice of a record, in my opinion. So nice. Status Quo. I don't know where that crate is. It'd be the first crate we went through. Okay, then Nick Todd got all these, Tanner, these 4 albums for $40. These are Nick Todd's for $40. John, let me find the tremolos right quick. Scott Sneed wants the Ackerman. Does anybody want to make, listen, please make offers on anything in here. I'm going to read through these titles one more time. I would love to sell these to y'all right now for a fair price. And then we're going to call tonight. Anything else in here you may remotely want. Let me just find the Ackerman for $5. Was it the very, yeah, it was the very first record. Sell that to Scott Sneed for $5. Okay. Wayne says he would give 6 for the Sound of Philadelphia. Let me go ahead and pull that out for Wayne. I didn't see that comment till right now. The Sound of Philadelphia. That's sold to Wayne for $6. Condition and price of David Peel. David Peel on the Lower East Side, the American Revolution. VG Plus on the vinyl. The half-off price will be $7.50. It has a seam split down here at the bottom. It appears to have an original inner sleeve. Red Electra label. VG Plus condition. $7.50. And here was it in this bin. Laughing in Rhythm, Jazz Humor. The Monkey Theme, the Monkey Time, Major Lance. Marscape, that was the quad one, yes. It's Just a Matter of Time, the Kit Kats, Jeff Lorber Fusion. Roland Kirk is still in there. Great Jones, kind of a weird record. Up and Away, the Kingsmen. The Kaz and Kants was Sealed. Kilimanjaro, Flock of Dinosaur, or The Flock, Dinosaur Swamps. The Five Americans, The Fireballs, Art Farmer, Lulu, Niles Lofgren, The Lilac Time, Michael Pender, Ramsey Lewis Trio. There's another quad record, Ramsey Lewis Trio. George Lewis, Orpheus, Joyful, Phil Oakes, Nielsen, sings Newman, The Match, The New Birth, Munich Machine, Gary Mulligan, The Motions, The Motors, Gloria Lynn, Pat Metheny, McGuffey Lane, Jimmy McCracklin, Master Jack, Lee Oscar, Buffy Santa Marie, Kelly Price, Point Blank, Pierre Morlin's Gong, Wilson Pickett, Peter Rabbit, The Two New Riders, The Perfume Garden, and American Revolution. Okay, Mike Langford says he wants the David Peel. That's sold to Mike Langford right here. Next was Someone Grabbed the Flock and Marscape. Great Prague Fusion. Colin's going to listen to you, Derek. He's going to get the Flock. I'm going to reluctantly sell that to him for $5. Sell that to Colin for $5. With that, we're going to stop there. We're going to do this again, all over again tomorrow with new vinyl arrivals, new vintage arrivals, new stuff from Murfreesboro, new 45s. I will let everybody know when I finally dig out the cassettes. I still got 45s to work on and Murfreesboro records. Cassettes will be at the end of the week if we do them, along with CDs. But I've got of course, John prices all of our vintage stuff for me. However, I've kind of been doing stuff. I've been doing the Murfreesboro collection exclusively myself, and I've been doing the 45s here recently. All the 45s we've had. So tonight, actually, right now, when the show's over, I'm going to price a crate of Murfreesboro records, which should be jazz and rock fusion. And I'm going to start working on really cool 45s from that Bowling Green collection, which I think there's still some like punk and new wave and Blondie and Hendrix and promos and hit singles, promos, very cool stuff like we've been selling. Pictures, lots of picture sleeves, Beatles, that kind of stuff. And we'll have all that tomorrow night. 7 o'clock Central Time here on CollectCo, Facebook and YouTube channels. Every night this week, you can tune in and we're going to sell you records as long as you're willing to buy them. Thank you for watching. We'll be back in less than 24 hours.